Later, we're kicking Mom's cooking up a notch with our flavorful bacon-wrapped meatloaf. Welcome back, everyone. Our next guest has trained some of the biggest names in Hollywood, and he is here today sharing his new book, 7 Sundays. Please welcome back Alec Penix. Welcome back, Alec. Yeah, we're very excited. I personally am very excited. I know your philosophy and your new book kind of combine faith and fitness, which is something that I can really kind of relate to in my own experience as well. So tell us why it was important for you to combine both of those.
Yeah, well, I just want to say thank you, Debbie and Cameron, for having me on today.
Of course. Yeah, we're excited
to be back.
Yeah, well, honestly, it all started when I was 5 years old. You're like, oh my gosh, this would be a long story. But, it all started when I was 5, and my parents got a divorce, and on top of that, I was diagnosed with a learning disability around that same time. And because of that disability, I was bullied a lot in school. My peers would call me things like SPED, which means special education.
Oh my goodness!
I know, they would say I was stupid. All that stuff. So as you can imagine, that was a pretty traumatic time in my life. But I was always a positive kid, so I harnessed that pain and channeled it into stuff like working out and into sports. But yeah, it was one of those things where I just felt like I had to continue to do. But so as I continued to walk in this journey, it was, sorry, I get a little emotional thinking about this sometimes, but I look back at those times now, and I thank God for those moments.
Yeah.
It was a gift, because if it wasn't for those moments, I wouldn't be the person who I am today.
Right.
And I don't want to sound arrogant, but I love who I am.
Yeah.
You know,
and a lot of people love who you are.
Transforming difficulties like that is so incredible.
Yeah.
It's empowering.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I accepted this identity that people put on me for a long period of my life.
It's painful.
Yeah, and so because of that, until one day it all changed, and that's when I found God. And because of my relationship with God, I was able to break free from this identity and to start developing a new belief system about myself. And I don't say that to preach to you that you have to be religious in order to be fulfilled in life. But he was the catalyst for my transformation.
And it was quite a transformation.
Yes.
You've helped so many other people along the way, including Gabby Douglas. We talked about that. So you say spirituality can really help us all when we start a new fitness program. How so?
Yeah, it's not so much that spirituality helps you start it, but rather that it helps you sustain it.
Okay.
And when I incorporated spirituality into my own regiment, it gave me permission to look at fitness through a different lens. So it went from fitness went from something that I had to do to something that I wanted to do. Yeah. And so spirituality became a foundation, and it gave me a new perspective from not being a program anymore, but being a lifestyle.
Sure. That's what's so important.
When we started this, I talked a little bit about saying that I can relate to a lot of your philosophies with respect to this. When I started working out, it was very aesthetically based. My wife used to call me the unhealthiest healthy-looking guy she'd ever seen.
But a lot of times it's like that.
It's like that. I was really concerned about aesthetics, and this is something that I know is really important to you from the perspective that intention is so important for longevity. Why you're doing what you're doing to get in shape versus just as the shallow aesthetics of it all. It can be so much deeper. Talk more about that.
Yeah, I think that our intentions really depends on the individual. I mean, for having a six-pack may motivate somebody, but it may not inspire someone else. But like what you said, but for me specifically, when I incorporated that spirituality into my regimen, exercise was at one time a tool for me to look good, and then it changed to a tool for me to feel good.
Right.
Now I understand, and now I understand that having a program is a crucial part in order for me to be the best version of myself, in order for me to share and to love and to give more to other people.
100%.
And from that's when my intention changed.
That's 100%. I think actually it's crazy how your body will start to transform more once you follow.
It's like a cherry on top, right?
It really is.
Like,
I agree with you.
I just lost 10 pounds.
I was the same way with you, the most healthy, unhealthy person. And then when I became pregnant and I had Alexandra, it was all different for me because now it was about not just looking a certain way, being healthy for my child.
Right.
And be able to be
bigger purpose.
Right. And be able to live as long as possible and be able to be on this planet and enjoy her and enjoy being here. So in your book, you use an acronym, excuse me if I could say it right, an acronym chosen that you start each day with.
Yeah.
tell us what chosen means.
Yeah, well, anytime you embark on a new journey, I think it's important to have the confidence necessary in order to make the action and to follow through to achieve your goal. And I look back at my journey, I didn't have necessarily that confidence. So I turned to a word, chosen, to recondition the way I think.
Okay.
And so with chosen, yes, as you said, the acronym chosen, it's not some positive affirmation, but chosen is, well, you can break it up into two, really.
Okay.
You have a spiritual side, which stands for conceding, honoring, and offering.
Okay, very
nice.
And then you have the physical side, which stands for sleep, exercise, and nutrition. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you got it. So obviously those,
So for the conceding, that's really just about you acknowledging God and then you activating your faith for that day. And then I like to talk about the offering because that's a little bit different. But I say the quickest way to get out of depression is to give back, right? It changes your biochemistry, puts you in a state of gratitude.
Yeah, that's true.
So when you incorporate this into your life and you see your life change because of this acronym, you begin to believe it. And once you begin to believe it, your whole life changes.
Well,
that's true.
Yeah, it is. It's incredibly true, and I think that's an important thing to point out. Obviously, emphasizing the internal and the external work.
Yeah.
So like you.
I mean, I try. I definitely try. It means a lot to me, and it's changed my experience of staying fit. Really, I mean, inside and out. That's what I really try to, for sure. You talk a lot about celebrating your victories and developing a new relationship with food, and I think that that's something that, I mean, from one perspective, is very difficult because obviously food is something that we need. We have every single day. But creating a new relationship with our food.
Yes. Why is it we are our own worst critic? So with me, it's like we pay attention to our mistakes and we don't look at our little victories.
Right.
And it's our little victories that empower us to change our habits. And when we change our habits, we change our behaviors. Right. So because of that change I made, I now have the confidence to make healthier decisions in the future.
Just small changes every day will get you to your end goal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Little steps.
I know, it's crazy.
Little steps.
Little steps is key. It's one of the things that you believe in. Yeah, thanks for being here. I could talk to you all day, man.
Yeah.
I really could. Or I could just read your book.
When we get to work out.
That's right. Let's go. That'll be a segment coming up. All right, everybody. 7 Sundays is available December 4th. And for more information, follow Alec on social media at Alec the Trainer. I do. You're going to watch it as well.
He's great. Stick around. Maria's up next.
Who is ready for a holiday party? I know I am, and you will be too after I show you how to make this.